Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Madam ROZITA MENGEN, and I, on behalf of also my second author, Madam Nurfahana Mama Azmi, we are both senior lecturers from UiTM Pahang, Faculty of Business Management. So our poster presentation is about distance learning tools preference among office management lecturers in UiTM Pahang. This is us, okay, myself, Madam Zita Mingin and Madam Farhana, both currently teaching in UiTM Pahang in teaching BA 118 and BA 232 Office Management Diploma and Degree programs. Okay, so in this presentation, I will go through the abstract, the introduction, methodology, the result from our case study, and also our conclusion based on the result. Lastly, we will do the acknowledgement listing in the last presentation. Okay, in our abstract, we will discuss about the study which discover the most preferred teaching tools among selected lecturers. Selected here means we only did the case study among our colleague in Office Management Department in Faculty of Business in UiTM Zinker. The date or the period of our case study is during the early 2020 where the pandemic started until the early 2022. So from the study we found out that we discovered that most tools that are being used by our lecturers are the Google Meet and followed by the WhatsApp applications. Okay, as an introduction for the case study basically was based on the sudden transition demands where educator needs to change in terms of their handling classes and sending doing their giving their syllabus to the classes. Okay, so as Krejin et al. In 2014 found out that the sudden transition demands educators to adapt their teaching practices into online environment, thus resulting that educators will use whatever tools available based on our case where sudden pandemic outburst was being experienced all over the world, not only in Malaysia. So in order to fulfill whatever we have in UiTM Pahang and in general the whole of UiTM, we use whatever that we have so that we can relate our subjects courses to the student via online. So taking into consideration also the internet access that are available to the students and to the lecturers, because during the pandemic we cannot go to the offices. Okay, so we have to deal or make use of our own at home internet access. So these are the consideration that are taken during the study and while the lecturers are doing their classes. Okay. As a big organization like UiTM, so immediately we definitely need to adapt to ODL. Okay, so this is to support the business operations of our education. Okay, and then due to the restriction, so we will adapt with whatever the lecturers have and whatever the student can afford, plus help from perhaps the government. So this case study will identify would identify which tools most preferred in terms of usage throughout the pandemic period from the early 2020 until 2022. Or actually 2022 has not ended, but during the early semesters came. And also the cost of why we need to do or use the technology that we use. Okay, a study by Vloren and Allen shows that a majority of students had average quality of internet connection with the highest percentage of 46.9 and the least poor internet connection 6.3%. Factors perhaps due to the environment, due to their background, their location. So in our data collection, it will relate about what type of tools used and the reason behind. okay, using it, or the selection of tools that students and lecturers used. Okay, and the data collection was amongst lecturers from Faculty of Business Management who teaches code BA 118 and BA 232, which is the Office System Management Diploma and Degree. Because in faculty business there are other programs, but we target only these two programs. Okay, method on data collection is questionnaire using the normal Google form, and the data analysis method is the descriptive statistic by measuring the frequency. Okay, so this is the result that we got from our questionnaire and the analysis that we done. We found out that as you can see, it's a timeline based. So based on the first semester of pandemic, which is March to August 2020, majority lecturers uses Google Meet and WhatsApp. Okay, so this is the highest, or at that moment that's the best solution. Although there are other attempt to use, but because of the sudden change and the need to proceed, so we most of based on the study that 73.3% used Google Meet and WhatsApp. Okay, and then in October, the second semester, October 2020 until January 2021, 80% of the lecturer also stick to Google Meet, followed by 66% WhatsApp group, and newer form of online solution 6.7%, for example using the FB live streaming, YouTube channel and Zoom. As you can see, the percentage is not 100% if you calculate. This is due because of some of the lecturers use both, okay, or even all of the solution. Perhaps in class they use Google Meet, and during communication or discussion they use WhatsApp group, and maybe during the perhaps the assignment presentation they use a YouTube channel or FB live streaming. And then the third semester, which is March August 2021, we found out also that 73% of lecturer prefers to use Google Meet still, but the number of using WhatsApp group have reduced to 53.3%, and 6.7% usage of other types of tools still maintained. Okay, in October, in the fourth semester of pandemic, in October 2021 until January 2022, the percentage of 73.3% usage of Google Meet still maintains. Okay, and also the WhatsApp group 5.3%, and also the other type of tools now goes to only using UFuture is 6.7%. So we can see that there are some static, okay, or where the percentage are maintained using the same tool, and one new tools that is UFuture belonging to UITM are now being practiced or used. So in the last pandemic years, which is the last before the pandemic ended, which is in March to through August, which is in 1 month coming, so the lecturers still prefer to use Google Meet, although some use other types of 6.7% still use other types of a variety of preference, Google Classroom, FB live streaming, etc. Maybe also some other application, and the WhatsApp group still maintained, because WhatsApp is the most, for now, as we can see from all the the semesters, the 5 semesters that we have gone through, WhatsApp are still the one that lecturer prefers, but not the highest for class, but maybe only for discussion. Okay, here we can see the in a graphic present illustration where we can see the comparison between the red one is the Google Meet, okay, the blue is the WhatsApp group tools that are used, and Google Classroom. This is for recording classes actually. So still the preference will be Google Meet, okay, due to the recording, due to the fact that it can be revisited by the students if they cannot access at the moment. Sometimes internet got lost in between classes, so it seems like the Google Meet is the most preferred one, and the middle one is the WhatsApp group, and last will be the Google Classroom. Are preferred to be used by our lecturers. Okay, so this is the reason, the frequency on why application are used. 24% usage is because of the apps can record class session. As we know that in UITM we do have propens and auditing for the classroom for the lecturers. So due to this, okay, the highest preference is because of ability of recording for the application. Even though in lately Google Meet cannot be recorded, but we can still record it via the window, okay, using our Windows recording. The other 22%, there are 22% reasons that are equally the same percentage. Is the student access reason, because of student access line, and the ease of use and the familiarity of the application. Okay, and then there are also the system stability, which is 18%, and lastly will be the lecturers access. Yeah, okay, due to the lecturers themselves who can access due to the internet line, because some application needs a lot of higher bandwidth link to the internet. So it seems like the Google Meet and the WhatsApp is the least, the minimum usage of a smaller usage of ability to go to the internet, so it's easier for lecturers and students to access it. So this is the reason why. Okay, as a conclusion, we see Google Meet and WhatsApp is the preferred, okay, because of the free recording, because of the maintainability of accessibility for both students and lecturers. Due to, you know, during pandemic we cannot go to the office, students cannot go to the classroom, they just have to use whatever they have, but some of the students may not be able to have high bandwidth internet, or due to their location, due to their you know, background, the cost that they cannot afford to have. Okay, so those are the things. Okay, and also the main the easiest way to identify is, of course, due to the recording for the lecturers, but also due to the familiarities of technology, okay, for both students and lecturers. Okay, that's about all talking about our case study. And lastly but not least, okay, I would like to acknowledge on behalf of both me and Madam Nur Farhana, in the attempt of sharing experiences and knowledge in the ever-changing academic scene. Due to the pandemic outburst, it is an immense pleasure to give an appreciation to the organizer of this paper for the opportunity given, and also gratitude and thankfulness to the respondents that share their experience in our case study. Only Allah will repay all the kindness of everyone involved. Okay, so on behalf of both, I would like to thank everybody, and if any questions you can email me, and based on our findings, I thank you very much for the great experience, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.